Hi there, kiddos. So, we are starting a project this week, and today is day one. And we are going to be designing a green island, and we're going to be figuring out this assignment together, this project. So, there are several slides. When you open this up, you can share your copy with your partner and then throw away one. If you don't have a partner, you're stuck with all of this work. So some of you might not have known it was going to be all this work, but now you do. But we're going to take 6 days to get all this done. And I'm going to tell you each day in a little video and in a Google form what you're expected to do. So if you stay with me and do your little bit each day, I think I'll be fine. Okay, a couple things before we get started. I know this is really small. It's because I made it so that I could print it out and hand it out on paper. So hopefully someday I hope to get back in class and do this project on paper someday. So to make this a little better, what you can do is you can add this full screen extension. And we talked a little bit about it in class the other day, and it's a link right here. You can add that. I asked the computer people, Mr. Rodman is the top of the heap on that, and he said he would allow it. So you should be able to download this extension, and once you have it, you should have a little gizmo somewhere that you can turn it on, and then that takes away all the extra stuff. Okay, and so then you can also click on view and zoom and make it bigger that way. Okay, so we're going to pretend that it's the year 2100 and a new island has been discovered that is completely untouched by humans. And there's now a competition to decide who will be allowed to colonize the island and establish a society there. By 2001, or 2100, excuse me, climate change has become a serious problem. It's kind of serious now. The average global temperature is higher than ever before. Because of this, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, has decided that whoever takes over the island must create the smallest carbon footprint possible. You and your group must come up with a plan for how you would set up a new society on your island. You will present to the committee your plans for the island's food, agriculture, transportation, and power sources. You must provide for 1,000 people on your island. Remember, the group that creates the designs that leaves the least carbon footprint will win the committee's votes. When you design your island, you should be creating an island that puts very little greenhouse gas into the atmosphere. So in this project, you will calculate how much carbon is produced by each option for food, agriculture, transportation, electricity. You're going to decide how to provide food, transportation, and electricity to 1,000 people on your island, keeping in mind your goal of maintaining a small carbon footprint. You're going to create a map and a legend. That's the key to the map, right? That is the blueprint for how you will use your land on your island. And you're going to present the plan to the committee. So present, we'll either do a gallery walk or some kind of a recorded presentation, but I would like for us to figure out how we would make a presentation. If you and your partner want to do like a screencastify together or something like that, or an audio recording with your slideshow in the background or something. So we'll figure it out. But I'd like for you to present your plan. So essential choices that you will need to make: food and agriculture. How will you feed these people? Will you allow farmers to grow crops? Will you allow farmers to raise livestock? Will you allow companies to set up plantations and factories to produce cheap food? Transportation. How will people get around? Will you allow people on their own cars or types of cars, or will they rely on public transportation? Electricity. What methods will you use to provide electricity for their homes? I got to go. I'll be back in day one, part two.